What's up, everyone? This is Pooka, and welcome to another edition of Bad Deck Monday. And this week we have quite a doozy in store for you. So, this is probably one of the worst decks I've used in quite some time. This is going to revolve around this Pokemon Vivillon. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. It's probably supposed to be some kind of French word, considering Pokemon XY is based off of France. But anyway, we're focusing on the attack Colorful Wind. This does 30 plus 30 for each different type of basic energy attached to this Pokemon. So, if we get, let's say, 5 different types of basic energy, we're doing 180 damage, which is actually kind of cool. Now, of course, the downside is it has to be different types. So you can't really use any sort of energy acceleration in the form of things like Blastoise or Emboar, because those are just one type. So we're going to have to go a different route. Obviously, manually attaching to a 130 HP Pokemon these days doesn't really work when there's an Yveltal EX waiting around the corner, just ready to Evil Ball you, taking advantage of all your energy attachments. So, also I used 4 different types of Vivillon to kind of show off its uniqueness, because there's different ones for each region, I think. I'm not sure how they represented that on PTCGO, but you can see this one is this color, this one is a pinkish color, that's a Rotom, which we'll get to. But yeah, I guess there's only 2 different types that I have, which are these 2. I'm actually curious to know how many different ones there are on Pokemon TCG Online, but that's an issue for another time. Our energy acceleration for the deck will be Victini EX. Turbo Energize gets us 2 different basic energy and attaches them to a bench Pokemon. So we can use that to power up Vivillon and really take advantage of Colorful Wind. So Victini EX is our energy accelerator. And also we have Ho-Oh EX, where we can rebirth and get 3 different energy out of the discard pile. And then, of course, we can use Energy Switch to move those energy to different Pokemon. So, we're trying as hard as possible to use Colorful Wind successfully. Now, the lower stages are very bad. Scatterbug here only has 40 hit points. That is horrendous. And then we have Spupa, 80 hit points, and a 3 retreat cost. What's up with that? But then we evolve into the beautiful Vivillon, and we try to Colorful Wind. We also have Conversion Powder, which can either poison or put a Pokemon to sleep. That seems remarkably bad on a Stage 2 Pokemon, but oh well. That's why it's Bad Deck Monday. We also have some other stuff here. We have the Rotom that I accidentally showed earlier. This is kind of a shot in the dark against Yveltal. We can maybe Poltergeist, and if they have enough trainer cards, we can actually knock them out at one hit with Poltergeist. It's probably not going to work too often, but that's why it's Bad Deck Monday. And then a Sigilift to maybe buy some time sometimes, since Safeguard can block damage and all effects done by Pokemon EX. So that's the idea of the deck here. We also have Silver Bangle to help us against those Pokemon EX, especially with Rotom. That can help. With the Silver Bangle, your opponent just needs 3 trainer cards for Poltergeist to knock out an Yveltal EX, since it would do 90 times 2. That's pretty cool. And Silver Bangle makes us need 1 less energy for Colorful Wind, so that works out. I guess the highlight of the deck is going to be the energy. We are running every type. We have Dark, Fairy, Fighting, Fire, Grass, Lightning, Metal, Psychic, and Water. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 types we are having in this deck. If only there was a Dragon type energy, then we could have 10. But we have 9 different types of energy. I'm running a couple multiples. Most of them are just single energy copies, but we have 3 fire, so we can power up Victini EX early on. 2 lightning for Rotom, 2 psychic for Sigilift, and then 2 grass for Colorful Wind, or for Conversion Powder, just in case. So there is that. Otherwise, pretty standard deck. We have the energy switch we saw before just have 4 Skyla, 4 Juniper, 4 N, 1 Colress, and 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Rare Candy, so we can get our Vivillon into play. Professor's Letter is very nice in this deck. I might have gone with 2 instead of 1, but it's really nice to search for 2 different basic energy cards. Works really well with Ultra Ball and with Ho-Oh as well. And then we have 1 Escape Rope just in case we need to get out of the active spot. Our ace spec for the deck is Victory Piece, so we can start using Turbo Energize right away. Of course, when you put this on Victini EX, it can use any attack for free. Of course, the cost is your ace spec card. But that is this horrible deck on Bad Deck Monday, Vivillon. And oh boy, let's see this one in action. It was tough to get a competitive game with this one, but this is the best I got. So we're going up against Regio Fresh, and looks like actually we have a decent starting hand. Gonna go up with Victini EX active, and then Scatterbug on the bench. And we're looking at, oh no, a Snorlax and a Shelmet. Oh boy, do I hate Excelgor. There is a Nincada though, so maybe some kind of Ninjask deck as well. I am confused. But it's probably not good news no matter what the case is. So we're going to Ultra Ball here, discarding a Dark and an Energy Switch, so we can grab a Ho-Oh EX, because I'm going to Juniper this turn. And we want to Juniper, discard the Ho-Oh EX, get in the discard for that Rebirth ability. And alright, let's Turbo Energize, get 2 energy into play. And this is about as good of a start as I could hope for, right? A turn 1 Turbo Energize. Got a couple Scatterbug on the field. Can't complain, life is good. There we see a Ninjask. And oh boy, there's a Shedinja, so I'm going to have to take a lot of knockouts this game. Shedinja's Empty Shell ability, when it's knocked out, does not give up a prize. And Snorlax is blocking my Victini EX in place. I can't retreat it. And Excelgor is going to poison and paralyze me. And this is just going to be, oh man, a really bad game. So let's see what we can do. I really would prefer not to use my escape rope here. Since I'm probably going to get paralyzed by Excelgor at some point, I would like to have some way to get out of the paralysis. So, I think I'm just going to Skyla for the Victory Piece right there, and then get the Spupa. It's kind of a funny Pokemon name. And then we'll Intensifying Burn the Snorlax, slowly but surely starting to knock it out. We see a Pokemon catcher. What? And Spupa is brought into the active position. This is kind of scary. We could see Ninjask or Excelgor hit me, and that's not something I want. But Snorlax would need like a Float Stone to retreat or a Switch, something like that, because it has a big, heavy 4 retreat cost, since it is a big, heavy Pokemon. We'll see what else happens here, though. My opponent didn't play a supporter on the first turn, so maybe he doesn't have a very good hand. That would be one of my only ways to win with this deck. But we'll see. So Snorlax sitting there blocking the path like he does. And oh, there is a Colress actually for 6 cards. And uh-oh, there is a Float Stone. That's not good. So we'll have to see what happens now. Could see it retreat into Shelmet or, well, an Excelgor. We see a Tool Scrapper on the Victory Piece. Boo. Silver Mirror, that is going to do nothing against my deck. Unless I want to attack with Rotom, which probably won't happen. And alright, we see a pass. So I dodged a bullet there. I could have gotten hit by Ninjask or an Excelgor. And my opponent didn't draw either. So, good for me. I'm going to go ahead and Energy Switch. And looks like we're going to have to Juniper away that Escape Rope. Anyway, which is a real bummer, but oh well. Let's Level Ball for another Spupa. So we can start getting these little buggers into play. I missed the Vivillon, so I will not be able to colorful wind this turn. We're going to go for a Stun Spore instead and hit for 40 and paralyze Snorlax. Take that. Take that, Snorlax. Now, this might actually be what I wanted to do anyway. A nifty trick against Excelgor was if you have like a Pokemon that can evolve and can take a hit, you just remain at the stage 1, take the hit from deck and cover, and then you're poisoned and paralyzed, but you can simply evolve into the stage 2, and then you're able to attack again. So I think that's the route I'm going to go here. We'll just remain at Spupa, and we'll take the risk. You know, if my opponent has a Muscle Band, I'll get knocked out, but whatever. This is such a bad matchup, I think, that I need to kind of take that risk. I have a Professor's Letter here, and look how colorful my deck is. So many different types. I'm going to take, I guess, a Water and a Fire. And we'll go ahead and keep attaching to the benched Spupa. And again, we're just going to Stun Spore for the knockout. Way to go, Spupa. And okay, we have taken the first prize. I don't think I'll ever do that again. But we'll have to see what happens here. My Vivillon got shuffled away. And we'll have to see what happens now. Ninjask gets the second energy. And that means we could see a Night Slash or a Deck and Cover from Excelgor. Now again, a Muscle Band here would mean a knockout from either Night Slash or Deck and Cover. Both would knock me out. But it looks like Excelgor's coming out for the Deck and Cover. And alright, our plan is working beautifully. Shedinja does come out though, so that also ruins the plan of taking prizes. But hey, maybe we can evolve at least. So I'm going to attach and bench a couple more Scatterbug. And alrighty, we get an Ultra Ball. We can discard Silver Bangle. And probably a Rare Candy, because there's no way I can actually use 3 anymore. Since I discarded the first Vivillon and I don't play Super Rod. So these are all the Pokemon we have to work with. So, alright, let's grab the Vivillon and evolve into the active one. And Colorful Wind. This feels like a Pocahontas song. All the colors of the wind. Alright, take that Shedinja and I don't get a prize. What a bummer. I worked so hard to just get that knockout and it doesn't even give me a prize. Oh boy. Oh well. So, here, looks like we're getting Night Slashed by Ninjask. And he's going to switch probably into the Snorlax, and indeed that is what happens. So I'll go ahead and attach a 4th energy to the active. And we're going to Skyla, and looks like we are out of Ultra Ball. And not going to do much for me. And my opponent doesn't have any supporters, apparently. So we're going to take the Juniper and Colorful Wind for 150 damage. And alright, got an Ultra Ball out of the prizes. There it is. And here we see the Super Rod shuffling into Snorlax and a Shedinja and an N. Not bad. And Vivillon certainly will go down this turn, but he put up a good fight. So we'll see probably a Night Slash and a switch into... I don't know. We'll have to see what the switch is into. Looks like a Mr. Mime. And alright, we're going to promote another Spupa here. So here we can Ultra Ball. But let's see. If I Ultra Ball, what do I discard? We're going to go for the Rebirth. See if we can get a Ho into play. The answer is no-o. And let's see. I actually forgot how many Rare Candy I have left. I guess I think I have 3 left. Whoops. Yeah, there's 1 left in the deck. So I probably should just discarded 2 Rare Candy with that, and then use the Skyla. Oops. Oh well. We're going to Colorful Wind for the knockout on the Mr. Mime. And our Scatterbug on the bench has 2 energy attached to it, so we got some stuff lined up. Hopefully we don't get hit by a Deck and Cover here. That would be bad news. But we're down to 3 prizes. Can we manage to take the final 3? I am not too optimistic. We see another Nincada come down. Just getting Night Slashed every turn. If If that thing ever gets a muscle band, boy, I'm going to be in some trouble. Or if Excelgor starts to use deck and cover, that is not going to be good. I'm starting to run out of resources. And we see a float stone onto the Shelmet. I really need Ho-Oh out of the discard pile to start using Rainbow Burn for some of these knockouts, because I am running out of energy, actually. Part of the whole strategy is to, get energy back with Ho-Oh. But it looks like that's not happening right now. So, oh well. We see another Snorlax coming out. And let's see, there is the Ninjask. We'll see another Night Slash. And there is the 60 damage from Night Slash. We see a Sableye on the bench as well. So all sorts of things I just don't want to see right now. We'll see what this switches into. Maybe, I would guess Snorlax. That's the go-to switcher into. It has 130 hit points and block. So it's pretty nice. I'm not sure, though, what will come into the active spot. My opponent is deciding, and it looks like Shelmet. Huh. Not expecting that. Maybe my opponent just didn't have any more float stone or didn't have one in the hand, so didn't want to risk putting Snorlax out. Get another Tails on the Rebirth. What a bummer. And I could Juniper there, but I'm just going to Colorful Wind for 120. Take that, Shelmet. And now we'll see what happens next. Excelgor's coming out. A deck and cover would be most unfortunate, since I would actually get knocked out from poison going back into my opponent's turn. That works out very nicely for my opponent and works out very poorly for me. So we'll have to see if that happens or not. Another Ninjask comes out, which means another Shedinja comes out. Oh boy. And oh, yep, there is the double colorless, and we actually see a muscle band go onto Ninjask now. So this is just Night Slash, and I am knocked out. So Shedinja becomes the new active. I'm going to go for another Rebirth. This is, oh my goodness, Tails number 3. What are you doing to me, Ho-Oh? I can Juniper or N here. I have 11 cards left, so Juniper might not be the best option. So I go for the N. Not good. I'm going to retreat, I suppose, and sacrifice my little Scatterbug. I really need Ho-Oh to come out of the discard pile. It's 3 straight turns. Ho-Oh has let me down. I think my second one is actually prized, so I'm only able to get 1 chance at Rebirth per turn. Not good. And I gotta say, Scatterbug is not gonna get the job done. Even though Ninjask might not be the most intimidating Pokemon in the world, Scatterbug is a 40 hit point Pokemon that maxed out at 10 damage. So there we go. He just got knocked out by Ninjask. Actually, double his hit points. 40. And alright, so we're gonna Rebirth again, and oh my goodness! Ho-Oh, why do you do this to me? Oh no, okay, so there's a lot of energy in the discard pile. That's like 9 energy in the discard. There actually still might be some, so I could Turbo Energize. I'll go ahead and do that. We'll attach the grass, then energy switch the fire to the Victini and Turbo Energize, and yep, there are 2 left. Go figure. So we'll Turbo Energize onto the Scatterbug. And oh boy, this is bad. I need to get my Vivillon into play so we can start with the Colorful Wind once again. There's a deck and cover for 80. That is painful. I pretty much sacrificed that Victini anyway, but that's still painful. I have 7 cards left. Let's go for the Rebirth. And you gotta be kidding me. That is just an automatic Tails, I suppose. I have wonderful supporters left. N and Juniper. Juniper instantly loses me the game because I will deck out. So it looks like I'm going to have to grab N and hope for, the rare candy and Vivillon. That is my only hope at this point. And even if I get that, it just does not seem very good. I have to get through a Shedinja. There's a Snorlax. There's a Ninjask that's fully powered. Just not good, not good. And then we just see the pass. Victini gets knocked out. Will I finally get a rebirth? Here we go. Oh, ho, hey! You decided to join the party. We're going to grab a fairy, metal, and let's go with a dark. All right. That's a nice combination of colors. I got the N, and I missed the rare candy Vivillon. So this is bad news. I have pretty much lost at this point. I have to retreat to Ho-Oh, and I'm out of energy, and I'm out of energy switch, if I remember correctly as well. So we can Rainbow Burn for 80, but Ninjask simply will Night Slash twice. It's doing 80, can switch to the bench. And Ho-Oh only has 160 hit points, so there is no way for me to win at this point. We tried, Vivillon, we tried, but a little Scatterbug just couldn't evolve one more time. Ho-Oh rebirthed about 4 turns too late. And this is just the sad conclusion to our story with Vivillon on Bad Deck Monday. And oh no, we see a Juniper. So there's just really no way I can escape at this point. See a level ball for a Shedinja. That's going to come out. And what next? There's the Night Slash for 80. It's just going to switch to the... Oh, did my opponent misclick? Alright, yeah, okay, so he forgot to switch to the bench. We're going to end to 1 and Rainbow Burn for the knockout. We have new life. Oh, man, this is exciting. I can't believe that just happened. Wow, okay, so we have a shot here now. And can we do it? The energy goes on to Excelgor. Shedinja, of course, can block and take up a turn here since I don't get a prize for it. Oh, man, that's exciting. I can't believe that just happened. Rainbow Burn for 80, and this could be the turn of truth right here. Do we see an energy? If so, Deck and Cover ends my game pretty much. There's a Sigilyph. Oh, man, my opponent has no cards. Top decks to Sigilyph. He retreats into that. I am out of energy, so what the heck can I do? If I had one more energy, I could Colorful Wind for the game. But I'm out of energy. I'm out of energy switches. I have 2 cards left. Well, let's see. How do we knock out Sigilyph? It is Safeguard. I cannot hurt it with Ho-Oh EX. Yep, I am out of everything. You know what? We only have one choice. Let's Conversion Powder and hope my opponent just doesn't get energy to retreat. Alright, so we need to win by poison damage. No, a catcher, heads. Oh, I was going to go for the sleep next turn. Oh, no. Alright, well, I would have to get super lucky to win at this point. My opponent just needs to not draw an energy. I'm actually about to deck out, so I have to end both of us back to 1. Pass. If my opponent gets an energy to retreat, I lose. And, oh, there is the double colorless. And looks like after getting a little hope on the misclick on the Night Slash, we are going to lose by the slimmest of margins. Just 1 energy, and this game would have been different. But I've exhausted every resource. And, man, if Ho-Oh had not been in the discard pile for that long, we would have had that energy because I wouldn't have had to retreat to it. Ah, darn you, Ho-Oh. You let me down. And now we're stuck. Ho-Oh has a 2 retreat cost. I'm out of energy. I don't have any switching cards. And Sableye is just going to come up and Junk Hunt. And that is going to be the end. I'm just going to deck myself out. And we see a Junk Hunt for a level ball and a Muscle Band. And my hand is 2 Junipers. Alright, let's just play that out. Can't deck my opponent out. He has 18 cards. We're going to bench the Rotom and pass. And I left myself with 1 card, so there's no way I can't deck out now. Unless I just get knocked out by damage, I suppose. And looks like that's what's going to happen. Excelgor comes out. There is the deck and cover. And there we go. Looks like Vivillon is going to fall, but man, it was an exciting game at least. Much more competitive than I thought. But that just probably goes to show how bad this deck is. It's a fun deck. If you can get enough energy on Vivillon, you can really knock out anything. But getting to that point is very difficult. and keeping it alive is even more difficult. So, oh well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will certainly have some more for you soon. I am Pooka from the Top Cut, and I will see you guys next time.